It's time. It's time for fucking aliens. Let's do it. UFO hearing. A former Navy pilot says sightings were routine. That's right. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves testifies before Congress that in his experience, UAP sightings, which is a new classification for UFO, weren't rare or isolated, but routine. Graves says both military personnel and pilots for public airlines have shared similar encounters with UAPs with him and his organization. Let's take a look.
My name is Brian Fobbs Graves, and I'm a former F-18 pilot with a decade of service in the U.S. Navy, including 2 deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Inherent Resolve. I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security.
I mean, dude, I'm just deeply suspicious of people that have dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth about aliens. I treat them like Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of that could quite literally be explained with one simple thing, which is carbon monoxide poisoning. Check if their homes have the fire alarm beeping. You know what I mean? Lead poisoning is another one, but bro, are you kidding? Wait, really? I'm not. I just don't think it's as sexy and as like and as appealing, the truth, I mean, about other organisms on this universe that exist or may not exist or may not have traveled to Iowa. You know what I mean? You're really so arrogant as to believe that your 5 senses and our current science can measure and understand everything that exists? Wait, no, that's my argument. That's why I'm saying these guys who think they fucking found aliens are wrong. No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. God, I've talked about this so many fucking times. Okay, listen. Number 1, the universe is infinite. Do I believe that there's a possibility of other life out there? Of course I do. Do I believe that there is even a possibility that they could maybe travel to Earth? Sure. But my perspective on the matter is that I do not believe that aliens and the way that we perceive them and the way that we understand it in popular culture is humanoid in any way, shape, or form. I think that both sides of the argument with a level of certainty revolves around hubris and human beings centering themselves in every fucking conversation. What do I mean by this? Saying with a certainty that there are no other living organisms out there is silly. You want to feel special. You want to feel like you are the only life on Earth and it'll never happen again. That is self-centered. It's very narcissistic for humans to feel this way. The other side of the conversation is always, aliens are here. They've come and traveled to my backyard, to my cornfield, almost always in North America, by the way, and they are humanoid. They have like humanistic qualities, okay? Again, most likely not true. I feel like both of these arguments are 2 sides of the same fucking coin, that the world revolves around human beings, that the entire universe revolves around human beings. What do I think? I think that aliens probably do exist. I think aliens might even have the capacity to come to Earth. I think maybe they might have even traveled Earth. Maybe they're here right now. But what I personally think is that it's not the way that we understand aliens. I think it's something that we cannot perceive with our senses. I think that it is not even maybe in our dimension. That's what I think. I certainly don't believe that there are humanoids, okay? Or I don't even believe that they're like a color. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially with what we understand about space travel and what the human body or a living organism could withstand. I just don't think that aliens would be any way, shape, or form similar to like a human being. He said they have biologicals. Yeah, I don't believe this guy at all, for the record. I just don't believe him.
In 2014, I was an F-18 Foxtrot pilot in the Navy Fighter Attack Squadron 11, the Red Rippers, and I was stationed at NAS Oceana in Virginia Beach. After upgrades were made to our jet's radar systems, we began detecting unknown objects operating in our airspace.
Oh, for the record, the people saying like, oh, like in Arrival, they won't look like humans at all. No, I mean like they will not be perceivable by our senses is what I mean. You cannot imagine what an alien looks like, because an alien doesn't look like anything at all, is what I'm trying to say. It's not perceivable by our current senses in our current dimension. It could be like radio frequencies, or not even like radio frequencies. I feel like that's a more, yeah, you're a dumbass. You're right. I'm a dumbass. Aliens have existed amongst us this entire time. They always just end up going to Iowa to a fucking random cornfield. Even though they have the capacity to fucking travel through space and time and get to us, they are that advanced of a civilization. All they care about is putting a fucking probe up your ass, okay? Up your hillbilly podunk ass. And that's why they always go there. They don't go to like fucking, they don't go to New York or any other area where there's so much heat and so much light. They always go somewhere secret because they just don't want to be perceived by people, even though they keep getting fucking perceived. It just does not make any sense whatsoever to me that a being that is capable of having so much technology, and a being that is like an organism in the way that you understand it, like has some semblance of a flesh or whatever the fuck, is perceivable. They have so much technology that they can fucking come to America, okay, from wherever the fuck they are that we can't even track, okay, at the edge of the universe. And they're carbon-based, and then they just somehow get accidentally caught. They just accidentally get caught by some of the weirdest guys, by the way. It's almost always a dude who is just out of his fucking mind, okay, in every other aspect of his life. Rarely like a normal guy.
Okay, Mr. Fravor, the Tic Tac incident that you were engaged occurred in 2004. What kind of reporting took place after that incident?
None. We had a standard debrief where the backseaters went down to our carrier intel center and briefed what had happened.
It'd be really funny if it was the Tic Tac incident he's referring to wasn't that like this inexplicable spacecraft was shaped like a Tic Tac, but he's talking about TikTok. The Tic Tac incident, you were dancing, and then an alien was perceived behind you talking about Tic Tacs. Tic-tac-toe. What is this? Just wait.
Tic Tac video. It's Tic Tac like the candy, not TikTok like the Chinese communist.
Oh my God, dude. The American government is faster than I could ever fucking meme about something, okay? If you meme it, it will happen, okay? If you dream it, then you'll meme it. If you meme it, it'll happen. Oh my fucking God, dude. Not Tic Tac like the Chatcom app. We might never, this video is describing the point you were making. We might never speak to aliens. Here's why. I mean, we've covered so many Kurzgesagt's videos on this matter, like the Fermi Paradox, whether if aliens are like capable of fucking coming to the, you know, our planet, then they're capable of like, they probably would perceive us like ants. The most basic way of explaining what would look like if we genuinely had an alien encounter is literally like you would never care about an ant, okay? If you like accidentally stepped over an ant, you just wouldn't even think about it. And someone like a organism that is capable of that level of technological and evolutionary achievement to be able to traverse space that easily would immediately mean that like they would be so profoundly evolved that they would just like not even think about us like we're beings worthy of preservation. Ants don't have nukes though. That's so funny you're saying that because no. But ants, for example, are capable of incredibly impressive feats of strength. Like if a human being had the strength of an ant, a human being could carry a fucking skyscraper, right? And yet, given from where we are standing, looking at the situation from where we're at, human beings versus ants, they can't even, they can't comprehend what a fucking microwave is. You know what I mean? They have strengths, ultimately, that's a horrible take. Sorry, not maybe a school bus. Is that what it is? But a being that is capable of traversing the fucking space that we exist in and go through galaxies to come to us is going to look at nukes and go, that's laughable. That's not even a thing. Like nuclear technology is nothing to a being that can travel to the planet from a different galaxy that we have not even perceived. But there are entomologists who study ants. Aliens have scientists too, I know, but the anti-human dynamic is not even a good one. I'm just trying to explain to you that it would be like the evolutionary and scientific differences would not be between a human and an ant. it would be 1,000 times that, maybe 1,000,000 times that. It's like you're not even thinking about it. It'd be like an amoeba versus a human, like a bacteria versus a human being. I respect your opinion, but find it boring and depressing, so I reject your worldview and substitute my own. I will have a hot alien girlfriend one day. I mean, listen, I wanna fuck an alien with big old honkin' bazonkas myself. I have often said this. I've said this many times over. You guys know this already. The problem is, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely that they look like that. But humans recognize ancestors of species are important to our ecosystem. You know, big picture. Maybe aliens recognize that we have some sort of values to their ecosystem. I think that is laughable because, one, they do not live in an ecosystem. An ecosystem in and of itself is a human concept that we perceived. Like, a being capable of coming here like that would not see human beings as anything but cancer or something standing in the way of them extracting whatever natural resource that they want to fucking suck out of the earth before they move on to the next planet immediately. You know what I mean? So they'd be like, all right, flip the switch. Like, there is mold on this piece of toast. Why couldn't aliens be cool and empathetic? It's really weird to assume that they would have empathy, which is, again, a human concept. Like, I don't understand why you guys think about it like this. We're like pets to them. I don't know why that's so outlandish. It's called the zoo hypothesis because I think it's very narcissistic to assume that an alien would think about a human being beyond looking at it and understanding it from afar and then moving on. Like, I don't think the difference between humans and animals is the same as the difference between aliens capable of fucking traveling through space and time and human beings. And even by your metric, I'm about to eat some motherfucking chicken. That's a thing that is significantly closer to me than a goddamn alien. And we still do a tremendous amount of cruelty to animals. So even by the zoo hypothesis, you're still failing to consider how unimaginably cruel they would be.
This is for any one of you. Based off of each of your experiences and observations, do you believe UAPs pose a potential threat to our national security?
Yes, and here's why. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, and you could put that anywhere.
Here it is.
If you had one, you captured
there
one,
it is.
You reverse engineered it, you got it to work. You're talking something that can go into space, go someplace, drop down in a matter of seconds, do whatever it wants, and leave, and there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing.
Several months ago, my office received a protected disclosure from Eglin Air Force Base indicating that there was a UAP incident that required my attention. I sought a briefing regarding that episode and brought with me Congressman Burchett and Congresswoman Luna. We asked to see any of the evidence that had been taken by flight crew in this endeavor and to observe any radar signature as well as to meet with the flight crew. We were not afforded access to all of the flight crew. And initially, we were not afforded access to images.
Yeah, because they were like, what kind of name is Congressman Bird shit?
I sought a briefing regarding that episode and brought with me Congressman Burchett and Congresswoman Luna.
You made that up. They were like, no way is that a real congressperson. We're not letting you come in here. You're a liar.
Thereafter, we had a bit of a discussion about how authorities flow in the United States of America, and we did see the image. And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And I'm somewhat informed on the matter, having served on the Armed Services Committee for 7 years, having served on the committee that oversees DARPA and advanced technologies for several years.
This guy nodding so hard, like in agreement with Matt Gaetz, doesn't trigger any of your fucking red flags? Really? Like, it doesn't immediately go, maybe this guy's a bit of a kook? Nope. Like, maybe I'm just too stupid. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just saying that when I see a guy respond that positively to Matt motherfucking Gaetz, I'm like, nope. No longer a viable, credible arbiter of truthful information to me. Or even one who is capable of exercising rational thought. Someone in the chat said, you seem so much more certain than the intelligence expert. Yeah, dude. You're right, because intelligence experts have always been incredibly truthful about like alien life and haven't used it as a fucking as a substitution for like more access, more surveillance, more technology, or just like lied regularly, used it as a mechanism of disinformation throughout history. You know, they are known for being truthful. So immediately I think, oh, intelligence expert. Well, this guy stands to gain nothing from spreading misinformation about this kind of thing. Certainly, surely, I don't know anything about the history of this kind of phenomena and our intelligence agencies. That's why I believed hook, line, and sinker when they said the Havana Syndrome thing was real. Remember chatters arguing with me aggressively about the truthful nature of Havana Syndrome? Because for chatters, all it takes is one New York Times write-up. All it takes for a lot in this community of critical thinkers is one fucking NPR New York Times write-up. And they're like, nope, it's fucking real. Shut the fuck up. This one hasn't even gotten that. I hope the aliens take you first. I mean, yeah, and have their sweet way with me.
They were out on a test mission that day over the Gulf of Mexico. And when you're on a test mission, you're supposed to have clear airspace. Not supposed to be anything that shows up. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress. One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of. And when he approached, he said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR system malfunctioned and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses, and it was not automated in collection as you would typically see in a test mission.
I need you guys to understand something. We're talking about some of the most advanced radar capabilities and advanced targeting systems on the planet, who only like 2 or 3 months ago blew up a child's weather balloon project with a multiple $100,000, if not $1 million missile system. I'm sorry, but you're on fucking... If you think that these guys are infallible, if you think that these guys do not have a tendency to fucking panic, if you think that they don't have any alternative motives here, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that didn't happen that long ago. Also, the very same intelligence community security apparatus only recently said that the Chinese balloon was not capable of any additional surveillance measures. That came out like last week. Many people never even covered it. Excuse me if I am a little bit more skeptical of the American government, our intelligence communities, and the military in general talking about potential aliens.
Do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress and subverted our oversight authority?
There are certain elected leaders that had more information that I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The rule of thumb also is if someone is a whistleblower of this magnitude, they're not getting fucking positive coverage from the likes of Matt Gaetz. They're not getting fucking help from Matt Gaetz. They're going to jail. You're not even hearing about it. GIF is like a security clearance area. Donald Trump had one too. Like, it's just not public. Classified information. Someone wrote it in the chat. Sensitive, secure compartmented information facility. It's just an area where you can discuss classified information with people that have the appropriate classification status. Usually has a Faraday cage around it too. Yes, a skiff is a real thing. That doesn't mean any of the other shit that they're talking about is real. What are you talking about? What the fuck? What do you mean? Back up your point. How would they have their biological material if they're unperceivable to us? Because I don't believe him. That's it. That's the whole point. This dude is not even, he doesn't even have first-hand accounts. It's like he's talked to other people. You do realize that David Grush is risking prison by alleging this under oath? Yeah, you're right. Because people never lie under oath, especially under penalty of perjury, especially in congressional hearings. That's precisely why Brett Kavanaugh never lied. That's precisely why RFK Jr. never lied about being an anti-vaxxer last fucking week. Come on, chat. What the fuck are you saying? Backpedaling, moving goalposts? This guy is so fucking stupid that he doesn't even know what he's saying. I said all of these things earlier today. People lie under oath all the fucking time at Senate hearings, especially. Congressional hearings, especially.
Do you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes, personally.
Have anyone been murdered that you would think that you know of or have heard of, I guess?
I have to be careful asking that question. I directed people with that knowledge to the appropriate authorities.
Maybe in a, if we could get in a confidential area of SCIF, we could talk about that. But unfortunately, we were denied access to the SCIF, and that's very unfortunate in this scenario.
I genuinely don't understand his motivations. Like, why lie about this? Bro, these dudes are fucking crazy. They like dedicate their whole lives to this. What do you mean? Hasan, keep coping. Guys, I want aliens to be real. I think it's fucking chill. I promise you I am not your enemy here, but it's hard for me not to think rationally and critically about the situation, no matter how much I want it to be real. Why are you so resistant to the change that these guys are telling the truth? They've been tangential to this issue for decades, dude. It's only news to you. Oh my God. Like, not a single person thinks it's weird or suspicious that all of the conversation that we are having about UAPs, a new classification from UFO, which distances itself from something that is otherwise known as like conspiratorial and crazy, a legitimate classification for it, came at the heels of a space force. Like, that's not even remotely shocking, interesting, confusing, suspicious, like at all. Not even a little bit. Like, you're not going, wait a minute. Why is the government now all of a sudden declassifying certain unidentifiable phenomena in the air, in the space? It is, in my opinion, infinitely more likely that some of these crafts that people are misrepresenting or perceiving in a weird way are either like regular old hallucinations or regular old hallucinations paired up with like other top secret aircraft that we're working on or testing. You know what I mean? It's a matter of who has the classification to understand what the fuck they're looking at. And in most circumstances, a lot of the videos that they find are also not exactly, a lot of the videos that they have declassified are not exactly proof in the way that you would assume it's proof. Other countries have declassified documents regarding UFOs in recent years. Again, you don't know what you're talking about, Hasan. Let's stick to anime and Japanese 7-Elevens, my man. Oh my God. People are being objectively unchill about something that is so fucking... This dude's name is Hack the Rich, 28-month subscriber, and he's like, dude, let's not even have this discussion because it's so incredibly important to me, and I've done so much research on this. A lot of you motherfuckers sound like anti-vaxxers, man. I'm gonna be honest. The left's dismissal of this topic is frustrating. No, you're right, dude. You're right. It's real. Aliens are real. They're fucking real. The government is finally unable to stop this truth from coming out because of the brave F-18 pilots. You're right. I'm wrong. You're fucking right. It's a war happening in different aspects of the government. Half of it is actually trying to hide the truth. The other half is trying to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie. This is so bad. At a time when motherfuckers are becoming dumber and dumber online, being like mirrors are magic and ice trolls are real, like having a congressional hearing on a situation like this and then like publicizing it heavily. Holy fuck, dude. We 100% just bricked 4 million additional brains. Okay. Maybe people were like, the COVID stuff is like crazy. Come on now, whatever. Like people who were like, oh yeah, the vaccine's like good. I don't know what these people are talking about. Like we just bricked an additional 5 million people who didn't believe in like ridiculous conspiracy theories who now believe it. It's so Jover. It's never been more Jover.
Finally, I'd like to thank these three brave witnesses here. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and dadgummit, they're doing it. And we owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yeah, the American government, especially the dadgummit guy, would really be in favor of a fucking real whistleblower that is like uncovering something from the military, that the military is classified as a matter of national security interest. You're right, chatters. You think that dadgummit guy wouldn't be advocating to fucking hang these dudes for treason if this was a real government project that they were like trying to hide? Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? He said dadgummit on a motherfucking congressional hearing. If there was any credence to the shit that they were talking about, then it would be a matter of national security. It would be it would be in the interest of our national security apparatus to hide this shit. And that man right there would be personally advocating to execute these motherfuckers. Not the other way around. Not going, hey, thank you so much, brave con soldiers. I love you. Yeah, it's fine, though. 35 years down the line, we'll find out that the CIA was, like, for one reason or another, trying to do yet another fucking psyop by, I don't know, revealing the likelihood of aliens existing in continental United States to fund another black site or another project that we don't even know about yet. And then everyone will go, oh, damn, that's so crazy that they did that. There's already a long and comprehensive history of the CIA and other intelligence agencies around the world, as a matter of fact, utilizing alien stories in a way to whip up the public or distract them, because this kind of stuff is like very, very interesting for obvious reasons. Ridiculous if you think that like a real whistleblower that is whistleblowing on our security agencies, legitimately putting our national security at risk is going to be celebrated this way. No fucking shot. Yeah, Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning. But what do I know? For the record, having said all this, I do want to see it. Whatever the fuck the government's supposedly hiding, I want to know. You will not find me making an argument to stop transparency here. I just don't believe them. I still want to fucking see it. So I guess we're absolutely on the same page on that front. You know what I mean?
We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb. We consumed 270 degrees to where and we went nose low to where the Tic Tac would have been. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the Tic Tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingmen, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the white water was at, and it was gone also. So as we started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cat point, roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute. You can calculate the speed. We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch.
Bro, he's not even reading. What the fuck? My man has memorized it, dude. He's living and breathing it, brother. That's crazy. Bro, he witnessed it. He was the pilot. I'm just saying, he's like, he keeps going down to his notes, and I think he's gonna like read his report. He's like, nope, don't need to do that. I've seen some incredible shit. My memory's crap enough. Yeah, I mean, look, my point is, and I think you guys will agree, even if it's like completely fake, which I do think it is, at least it's like kind of entertaining, because like alien guys are always so fucking insane. Maybe because they saw aliens, like legitimately, now they've lost their minds. Like they have, the contact with the aliens have altered their minds permanently. FYI, the whistleblower David Grush said he's given the committee a list of people who are privy to the non-human crash retrieval program. He said that to AOC. I love that. I love that because like I'll at least have like direct and personal access to a person who will potentially see this information. Not that they would ever give that to me, obviously, but it's still cool.
I have a minute left. I apologize. We only have 5 minutes today. But for the record, if you were me, where would you look? Titles, programs, departments, regions, if you could just name anything. And I put that as an open question to the three of you.
I'd be happy to give you that in a closed environment. I can tell you specifically.
Thank you. Commander Fravor?
And I would say, and I've told people that you have to know where to look. They're not going to divulge it to you because of the classification levels. But if you know where to look and who to talk to, which is exactly where Mr. Grush can point you, then you have them.
Okay.
Panel now to discuss this historic hearing. We have Dr. Stephen Greer.
Okay, I think we should skip this because this is going to really make the alien truthers look bad, because every single advancement that you just made will be undermined by approximately 30 seconds of News Nation coverage on the matter from their experts. Top right is one of the aliens. Yeah, he's like, yeah, it certainly doesn't exist. Please look no further. Isn't Newsmax like super evangelical Christian? Why are they on board with this? This is News Nation, not Newsmax. This is the Chris Cuomo channel. Or, I mean, even Newsmax will be on board with it too, because, like, brother, like 90% of what evangelical Christians believe about the rapture is just alien shit anyway. Like, have you listened to what they think is going to happen? I watched the whole hearing. Grush also testified that he gave all the info on non-human crash retrieval program to the inspector generals with his whistleblower complaint. All the info we and you want is there, but it's not declassified, so we in Congress can't access it. They can only view it in a SCIF, which is all being set up as we speak. I love that.
Well, I think it's gratifying. You know, I've been briefing people like the CIA director for Bill Clinton since 1993 and been recommending hearings like this, open hearings. I will say there are a few points that need to be explored. One is
founder of the Disclosure Project, featured on Larry King's The UFO Cover-Up, frequent guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, 200K Instagram followers. This is why these guys desperately look for anyone and everyone that has like an ounce of fucking authority, which of course like doesn't change the reality that you can be a kook after working in the military. I'll tell it to you like this. They love people that are like, this is a master at arms. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is a sergeant in the, space brigade or whatever the fuck. They love that shit. Okay, guys, Michael fucking Flynn was a general. Like, it means nothing when you are a higher ranked military member. QAnon's very own Michael Flynn. I'm sorry. Well, you are a streamer. Exactly. I'm a streamer. And I have more mental fortitude, even though I'm a fucking dumbass, than Michael Flynn. No, that's my point exactly. If Donald Trump came to me and said, hey, I'm going to give you $500,000. I need you to get a burlap sack with your fail son, Michael Flynn Jr., head over down to Pennsylvania and go into the fucking Gulen compound and kidnap him with a burlap sack and put him in the fucking, put him on a private jet to Turkey. I'd say, yeah, I can't do that, dog. That's dumb. Michael Flynn was so stupid. He was like, yeah, no, we'll do it. And it wasn't Trump. It was actually Erdogan who asked for it. But come on. Michael Flynn believes in QAnon. Michael Flynn was fucking crying about Cat Turd being upset that he didn't get money from Elon Musk in the influencer marketing scheme that Elon Musk is putting together on Twitter. That man is a general, man. He was a general. Regularly critical of the Afghanistan operations. This dude is an actual researcher, though. Flynn is a product of military being crayon eaters. I'm sorry, dude. I don't trust this guy as far as I could throw him. One, he looks like an alien. So I think he's a psyop by actual aliens to be like, I'm so kooky. Clearly, you can't believe me. I'm not a believable person, and I'm telling you aliens are real just to do a double whammy and make you think that aliens are fucking fake. He's an alien. Have you ever read the actual interview the main guy, Gorich, did? He talks about the aliens being captured by Mussolini in the Vatican, taking them after the Italian government fell. It's highly unserious. You realize the inspector general has found him credible and urgent with his claims. I don't care. I want this information. Okay? I want this information. I think it would be great to have this information. I would like to look through it. But I don't believe these guys are super serious people. And it's hard for me to assume that they're revealing this information now for no reason, for no ulterior motives, especially when time and time again, the American intelligence communities have regularly misused alien scares to their own advantages, especially as we have built a space force recently to continue innovating or continue expanding on defense budgets, not on conventional weapons or nuclear warheads, but on new technology that might be limited to other aspects of the military that have smaller budgets. There's a whole bunch of money that goes into every aspect of the military, and some might feel less served and could be utilizing this as an opportunity to advocate for bigger funds being distributed to them. I think that is a significantly more reasonable conspiracy to have than the wholesale assumption that aliens have been perceivable by American eyeballs for generations, and the government is hiding that information from us, but now has decided to not execute every motherfucker who is talking about it publicly. Knowing what I know about the United States government, if these guys were actually leaking credible information, they would fucking kill them. They would just, you would not hear about it.